Hey guys, it's Ray J, and in this video I'll be unboxing the Steam controller. So I got a rather interesting package in the post today. I went outside to find a box laying in front of my front door with my name on it. Initially I was like, what on earth is this? I didn't order anything at all, and I've got to be honest, I did open it with a little hesitation. But you guessed it, it was this bit of kit, the Steam controller. Otherwise that story would have been pretty irrelevant. As a random kind gesture, my brother actually bought this for me and sent it to me as a gift, which I thought was really awesome of him. So bro, if you're watching, thank you very much. He basically really wants me to get into SteamOS and Linux rather than Windows Cleaner, as I'm sure he'd probably call it. So straight away you can tell that the packaging is really nice and eye-catching. I absolutely love the design and the images on the box, and it feels like a really premium package. So without further ado, let's open it up. Just cut the stickers holding the sleeve on, and then cut the last piece of plastic which is holding the box tight. So we're first presented with the controller itself, and again I really love the design on the box. Just like the Steam Link unboxing I did in a previous video, the packaging is extremely similar, and I love how there was this kind of blue skyline gradient with the Steam controller and the logo placed in the central position. It just looks really nice and it's quite consistent with the whole Steam range. I always appreciate good packaging as it essentially tells you how well made and designed the product will be inside. Picking up the controller, it does feel rather good in the hand and seems well made. However, we'll put this to the side and come back to it later. Next we've got some batteries included, and these just pop into the back of the controller once switching the release mechanism. If I'm honest, I'm a little bit disappointed that it takes AA batteries rather than a rechargeable lithium ion battery. However, I've heard that the batteries last a long time in this controller, so we'll give it a try. It's not like they're hard to get hold of, and they're fairly inexpensive anyway, so it's not too much of a problem. Adjacent to the batteries we have a wireless receiver for the controller which can be plugged into the computer. The receiver is really nice and small, so it can easily be hidden, and the attention to detail even on the receiver is fantastic. It feels great and doesn't seem like it would break easily. It's very solid and there is no creaking when held or moved, and again I love the little Steam logo placed on it. Just the attention to detail is really nice. Underneath the cardboard cutout for the controller, we have a few pieces of paper. One is a quick start guide which is very thorough in detail and shows you how to connect the controller with ease, and again, this is designed really nicely. Below this we have a controller product guide, and this goes into a lot more depth about the actual controller. And I imagine health and safety and some regulations, all of that kind of usual stuff. You know how it is. At the very back of the box, at the bottom, we have a long rectangular box which houses a really nice micro USB to USB extension block. On the other side, we have a micro USB to USB cable included too. The cable can plug into the extension like so, and it feels like a really good fit that won't fall out easily. I wasn't actually expecting a cable or an extension block, so that's actually quite nice to see that it's included. Okay, so coming back to the controller, it does feel really good and all the buttons feel really nice to press. I do think, however, that after extended use this controller might not be the most comfortable around, but we'll have to wait and see. To me it resembles a Dreamcast controller that has been heavily modified. The back triggers have depth and a nice peak point. Behind the controller there are paddles which can be pressed and assigned to particular controls. On the bottom of the controller there is a release switch in which you can take the back plate off and insert the batteries. There is a slot on the left and on the right for where the batteries can both be put in. It's quite an interesting design for battery placement, and I assume it makes the controller more well balanced in the hand. What I personally love about this controller is knowing that you can remap every key to whatever you want it to be using the Steam controller configuration. The controller is essentially a keyboard and mouse which allows you to control not only your computer but your games too. The trackpads feel really good when manoeuvring your fingers on them, and there is a nice firm grip to the controller. I'm certainly quite interested to see how this is going to rack up compared to my Xbox 360 controller that I consistently use for my games, and it's going to be quite a big jump and a switch to try this one out because of all the whole layout and the way that the actual controller works. Another thing that I noticed that I didn't see first time around is that on the actual sleeve of the box, if you look closely on the inside of the sleeve, there are essentially blueprints and diagrams of the controller itself, but in a teared down form with each piece of the controller being shown. I honestly think that this is so cool, and again this definitely clarifies that Steam put a lot of attention to detail on their products and packaging. The angles aren't too clear when I'm filming this, however I hope you can actually see what I can see as well. So that's been my unboxing and my first impression of the Steam controller, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to drop a thumbs up, and if you want to see more tech related content each week, hit that subscribe button. Have a great day and I'll see you in the next one. This has been a Ray J.